If you're a man over 50, you've probably noticed that what worked in your 20 seconds or 30 seconds just doesn't cut it anymore. You train hard, eat clean, yet your muscles don't respond the way they used to. That's not just in your head, it's science. After 50, men naturally lose 1–2% of muscle mass per year. If they don't fight back, testosterone drops steadily, recovery slows, and joints stiffen. The good news? You can absolutely build serious muscle after 50. In fact, studies show older men can still pack on size and strength if they train smarter, fuel better, and adjust to their body's new needs. Today, I'll share the 8 game-changing strategies you must follow to keep building muscle after 50. Number 1. Combat anabolic resistance. One of the biggest obstacles after 50 is something called anabolic resistance. Simply put, your muscles don't respond as strongly to protein and training as they did decades ago. That doesn't mean you can't grow, it means you need to adjust your strategy. The first change is training volume. Research shows older men actually respond better when total sets are increased gradually. Instead of 3 sets of bench press, start with 4. Over time, your muscles adapt and growth kicks back in. But here's the catch. Don't just pile on junk volume. Focus on compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses. These moves recruit multiple muscle groups and trigger the biggest growth signals. And rather than cramming everything into one brutal session, spread your workload across the week. For example, instead of a 2-hour chest day once a week, hit your chest twice a week with shorter, more focused sessions. Think of anabolic resistance like a locked door. When you were younger, a light push opened it. At 50, you need a stronger, smarter push, but the door still opens. With the right mix of progressive volume, compound movements, and balanced scheduling, you'll overcome resistance and keep your muscles growing strong. Number 2. Take longer rests between sets. When you were younger, short rest breaks might have felt hardcore. 1-minute rests, pumping out set after set that was the bro science way. But at 50, your body plays by new rules. Recovery between sets slows down, and if you rush it, you'll end up lifting lighter weights and leaving gains on the table. Science now shows that resting 3–5 minutes between compound sets leads to more strength and hypertrophy than those quick 60-second breaks. Why? Because your muscles rely on phosphocreatine stores for high-intensity effort, and those take longer to replenish as you age. If you cut rest short, you go into the next set underpowered, reducing the training stimulus. Here's how to apply it. For heavy lifts like squats, bench press, and deadlifts, rest 3 to 5 minutes. For smaller isolation exercises, biceps curls, triceps pushdowns, lateral raises, 2 to 3 minutes is usually enough. It may feel like you're wasting time, but really, you're investing in higher quality sets that deliver growth. Think of it like charging your phone. If you unplug too soon, you're working with half a battery. At 50, your muscles need a full recharge to fire at maximum capacity. Longer rests aren't a sign of weakness, they're a sign of wisdom. Number 3. Optimize testosterone. Naturally. By 50, testosterone, the king hormone for muscle growth, has already taken a serious dip. On average, men lose about 1% per year after 30. That adds up to a 20% or more decline by the time you're in your 50s. Low testosterone doesn't just mean slower muscle growth. It affects energy, mood, recovery, and even bone health. But here's the encouraging truth. You can optimize your levels naturally, without relying on risky shortcuts. The first step is getting tested. Know your numbers. Even if you're in the normal range, you might be on the low end for your body. Next, build your lifestyle around testosterone-friendly habits. Eat healthy fats, daily eggs, olive oil, avocados, fatty fish. Aim for 7-9 hours of deep sleep. Research shows even 1 week of poor sleep can slash testosterone by 15%. Manage stress through meditation, walking, or breathing techniques because high cortisol works directly against testosterone. And don't underestimate lifting itself. Strength training is one of the best natural boosters. Avoid falling for miracle supplements that promise to skyrocket testosterone. They rarely deliver. Instead, double down on the basics: diet, sleep, recovery, and smart training. Over time, these will give you back energy, sharper focus, and the hormonal foundation to keep building muscle after 50. Number 4. Smart supplementation. Supplements can be useful, but at 50, you need to focus only on what actually works. Forget the flashy powders and miracle pills. Science only supports a few essentials. The first is creatine monohydrate. This is the most studied supplement in history, and for good reason. Taking 3-5 grams daily helps replenish energy stores in your muscles, leading to more reps, more strength, and steady muscle growth. The best part? It also supports brain health, which is a huge win after 50. Next, vitamin D. Over half of men over 50 are deficient, and this nutrient acts more like a hormone. It supports testosterone production, bone health, recovery, and immunity. Aim for 5,000 IU daily if your levels are low, but always confirm with a blood test. Third, magnesium. This mineral helps regulate sleep, reduce cortisol, and support neuromuscular function. A dose of 200-400 milligrams at night can make a real difference in recovery and stress management. And finally, protein powders. They're not magic, but they're convenient if you struggle to hit daily protein targets. If you're eating enough protein from whole foods, you may not even need them. Remember, supplements are there to support the basics, not replace them. Focus on these few essentials, and you'll give your body the extra edge it needs without wasting money or time. Number 5. Train each muscle group twice weekly. Here's a mistake many men over 50 make: training a muscle once a week with marathon sessions. It worked when you were younger, but now it leaves too much downtime between workouts. Why? Because muscle protein synthesis only stays elevated for about 24-36 hours after training. After that, you're basically leaving your muscles idle. The fix? Train each muscle group at least twice a week. This keeps the growth signal active and gives your body more frequent chances to build muscle. The cool part is, you don't have to increase your total weekly volume, you just split it differently. For example, instead of doing 12 chest sets on Monday and waiting a full week, break it into 6 sets Monday and 6 sets Thursday. This way, you hit your chest twice, recover better, and perform each set with more energy and focus. Training frequency options: 3x per week, full body workouts. 4-day upper divided by lower split. 6-day push divided by pull, divided by legs split. The best plan is the one you can stick to consistently. The principle remains, frequency matters more after 50. Shorter, higher quality workouts beat long, exhausting sessions. Train smart, train often, and let your body adapt. Number 6. Mobility and joint health training. At 50, joint stiffness and limited range of motion can become your biggest barriers, not just to performance, but to muscle growth. Why? Because reduced mobility means reduced activation. A half squat or shallow press simply doesn't stimulate as much muscle as full range. That's why mobility training isn't optional, it's essential. One powerful method is end-range isometrics. For example, sink into the bottom of a squat and hold the position under tension for 30-60 seconds. This strengthens your muscles in their weakest positions and expands your usable range. Make mobility part of your warm-up. Spend 10-15 minutes targeting the joints you'll use in your workout. Training legs? Work your hips and ankles. Hitting upper body? Loosen shoulders and thoracic spine. The payoff is huge. Improved technique, greater activation, reduced injury risk, and better overall performance. Plus, mobility work helps you feel younger, move better in daily life, and stay active long-term. Don't think of mobility and strength as separate. They're teammates. Better mobility unlocks more strength, which unlocks more muscle growth. Number 7. Higher protein intake. Here's the truth most men over 50 don't realize. Your body doesn't use protein as efficiently as it used to. That's anabolic resistance again. At 20 grams of protein at a meal could trigger maximum muscle growth. At 50, you may need 30-40 grams per meal to get the same effect. That doesn't mean you should eat steak all day. It means being smart about protein distribution. Aim for 4-5 protein-rich meals daily, each with at least 30 grams of high-quality protein. Sources like lean beef, chicken, eggs, fish, cottage cheese, and Greek yogurt are all excellent. Protein shakes can help fill the gaps. Don't make the mistake of relying only on your post-workout shake. Every meal is an opportunity to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. When you consistently hit that anabolic threshold, you'll notice better recovery, strength, and visible growth. Also, remember hydration. Processing more protein means your kidneys need more water. Keep a water bottle handy and sip throughout the day. Think of protein like bricks for a house. At 50, your body doesn't stack the bricks as efficiently, so you simply need to supply more of them. Spread your intake across the day, and you'll keep building muscle brick by brick. Number 8. Train with higher effort and intensity. This is where most men fall short. At 50, you can't rely on hormones to do the heavy lifting anymore. You need to bring more effort to each workout. Too many guys stop their sets as soon as it feels uncomfortable or when they hit a nice round number of reps. That's leaving gains on the table. Research shows that most people underestimate how close they are to true failure by as much as 30%. That means you might think you're done when, in reality, you had 3 or 4 quality reps left. Those are the reps that count the most. The solution? Use the RPE scale, rate of perceived exertion. For most lifts, aim for an RPE of 8-9. That means you should only have 1-2 good reps left in the tank at the end of a set. Push yourself close to failure without going overboard. This doesn't mean going to absolute failure on every set that will just fry your recovery. Instead, train smart. Apply maximum effort where it matters most, especially on compound lifts. Think of it as quality over quantity. At 50, effort is your secret weapon. Combine smart programming with genuine intensity, and you'll unlock growth that surprises even you. Building muscle after 50 isn't just possible, it's powerful. With the right strategies, you'll stay strong, lean, and full of energy well into the decades ahead. Let's recap. Overcome anabolic resistance with smart volume, rest longer, optimize testosterone naturally, use proven supplements, train each muscle group twice weekly, prioritize mobility, increase protein, and train with true effort. Don't let age be your excuse. Let it be your motivation. You've got the experience, discipline, and wisdom younger men don't. Now it's time to put it all together. Drop a comment below with your age and your current training goal. And if you want more science-based strategies for building muscle at any age, hit that subscribe button. Your strongest years can still be ahead of you.